So many of us are fully aware of some of the different things that are going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows and just Ubisoft as a company as a whole. And this was a statement, I didn't really make a video about this, but this was a statement that went out September 25th. Basically, them saying they're going to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows till February 14th, 2025. So a delay of about 4 months or so. And the interesting thing that has now come out is we don't even know if Ubisoft's going to wind up making it, right? Because they've had major misses in bringing games to market that have been very costly. Remember that first Quad A game? Remember Skull and Bones? Yes, that's Skull and Bones that came out, and nobody liked it. It didn't look well. It didn't play test well. People were saying this was not a good game. Even before the game came out, like people were just like, "No, man, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look fun. The combat, parrying, taking over ships. Nothing about this game looked better than the game it was supposed to kind of it was based off of, which was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So Skull and Bones came out and was absolutely crushed. I mean, it was crushed. They spent almost a decade kind of making this game, I think roughly, and it came out and has currently a user score of 3.4. I don't know why critics and users are just always so far off. Critics are just horrible in their ratings. But the better way that they should have gone with Skull and Bones was basically to make a sequel to Black Flag. They, obviously you don't call it Black Flag, but something about the triangle trade, and you could have even had a black main character kind of help free slaves and stuff like that in the triangle trade. You could have done it like on ships. You could have done it in the Americas, or maybe even in Europe, or maybe even in parts of Africa. I think that would have been really cool, and just have it across, the Atlantic. I think that would have been such a neat concept to do, but they obviously didn't go that route. They went the route of making the ship sailing part of Black Flag an independent game, Skull and Bones. That is not what made Black Flag a fantastic game. That is not. It was a very cool part of how you navigated the world. That's what made Black Flag actually really fun, but that is not why Black Flag was amazing. Okay, so that was a huge miss. Remember the first Quad A game. Go forward to a recent release, Star Wars Outlaws, which came out about a month and a half ago, and you could say it did a little bit better, right? Probably has just the the Star Wars name on it, but user scores are still pretty low at 5.4. And yeah, I mean, I was actually really hyped about this game until they started showing off some demos and stuff like that, and I was like, it doesn't look that impressive. And a lot of people called it out, so I'm not going to hit on all that, but that is like major fail after major fail after another major gaffe, which was Assassin's Creed Shadows and all the crazy drama going on with that, as far as why they chose to go with a black main character, a lot of the cultural and representation inaccuracies for Japan. Just absolutely crazy. And I'm not going to get into the whole, some insiders talking about, as they were ramping up development for Assassin's Creed Shadows, they were talking about taking advantage of the BLM movement, Black Lives Matter movement, and stuff like that was going on in 2020. So it was just identity politics was making its way into the developmental process and thought process of a game, and it fully showed when they got to showing off the game. And that's where a lot of people have hit back, But now it is getting kind of dire there for Ubisoft because apparently they are looking for buyout. Either another kind of take the company private or just another investor to come in. So be curious to see what winds up coming from this. And obviously one of the big suitors is Tencent. There's also been a few others, but right here, one of the possibilities being discussed would involve teaming up to take the company private, according to some people. So that would be something that you might see happen. Ubisoft might not even be publicly traded anymore. There's been a lot of different companies and stuff like that that have been rumored to be in the market for being part, taking part in some aspect of Ubisoft over the past 4 years. Some of them BlackRock, hopefully not BlackRock, but there's been some others. But what they need to do is they need to fix their culture. Like if they don't fix their culture, their company culture, they're not going to fix their games. It doesn't matter. The capital doesn't matter, right? The capital doesn't matter. What they need to do, the managers, the leadership, they just need to walk around to everybody. If they have unnatural hair color, get them fired. Ask then anybody a simple question: are you a man? And if their answer is anything other than yes, you're fired. There you go. That's how you fix the situation.